Hi, my name is Benjamin Ho Kai Kif. My metric ID is A209807. I am from Speak to Persuade Set 25. My speech title is Children under 16 should not be allowed to own smartphones. Let me start my speech now. Imagine a 12-year-old who spends more time talking to a screen than to their own parents or scrolling late into the night while their grades and health quietly drop. This is not a rare case. It's becoming normal. Today, I want to challenge that normal and ask, should children under 16 really own smartphones? Many of us here have younger siblings, cousins, or future children who are growing up with smartphones in their hands. The way we decide to handle smartphone use now will affect their mental health, safety, and studies. This topic matters to you because one day you will be the one deciding whether a child in your life should own a smartphone or not. As someone who grew up with smartphones from a young age, I have seen firsthand how easily they can distract us from our studies, sleep, and real-life relationships. I've also read articles and talked to friends with younger siblings who are already struggling with addiction to their phones. Based on these experiences and observations, I believe I am in a good position to share why children under 16 should not own smartphones. Children under 16 should not be allowed to own smartphones because they are more vulnerable to addiction, harmful online content, and distraction that negatively affect their mental health, safety, and academic performance. In my speech, I will first show how smartphones can lead to addiction, damage mental health, and weaken real-life social skills in children under 16. Next, I will explain how owning a smartphone exposes them to harmful online content and dangerous strangers that they are not mature enough to handle. Finally, I will discuss how constant smartphone use causes a decline in their academic performance and sleep quality, which will affect their focus and results in school. To understand why this ban is necessary, we must first look at the psychological impact these devices have on a developing mind. Smartphone addiction is seriously affecting the mental health and social skills of children under 16, as they lack the self-control to manage excessive screen time. According to social psychologist Jonathan Haidt in his book, The Anxious Generation, the shift from a play-based childhood to a phone-based childhood is a primary driver of the current epidemic of anxiety and depression among adolescents. A systematic review published in Lmce Psychiatry, which analyzed over 40,000 young people, confirmed that problematic smartphone use is significantly associated with higher levels of perceived loneliness and social withdrawal. Furthermore, research by Jean Twitch, author of iGen, showed that teenagers who spend more time on screens are statistically less happy and possess weaker social skills compared to those who prioritize face-to-face interactions. However, the internet damage to their mental health is only part of the problem. We must also consider the external dangers that wait for them online. Children under 16 are not mature enough to protect themselves from the harmful online content and dangerous strangers they will inevitably encounter on the smartphone. Data from a major 2019 study indicates that adolescents with unrestricted smartphone access are at a significantly higher risk of experiencing cyberbullying, which is strongly correlated with increased rates of self-harm. Jonathan Haidt also argues that the rewiring of childhood through constant connectivity leaves immature brains vulnerable to exploitation by predators and exposure to traumatizing adult content without adequate adult supervision. Additionally, experts warn that the permanent nature of the internet means young children often unknowingly create a damaging digital footprint that can negatively impact their future reputation and opportunities. Beyond safety and mental well-being, smartphone ownership creates immediate, tangible problems in their daily school life and physical health. Constant smartphone use causes a significant decline in academic performance and sleep quality, which are crucial for a growing child. A comprehensive study found that problematic smartphone use is statistically linked to chronic sleep deprivation, which directly impacts the cognitive function and emotional regulation essential for school success. As highlighted in The Anxious Generation, constant notifications fragment a child's attention span, preventing them from entering the deep focus state required for effective learning and homework completion. Moreover, the World Health Organization has issued guidelines warning that excessive screen time is associated with sedentary behavior and a decline in physical activity, which are critical risk factors for long-term health issues like obesity. Nevertheless, while smartphones are powerful tools for adults, the evidence clearly shows that for children under 16, the risk to their development far outweigh the convenience. So, before I end, let's take a moment to review what we have discussed regarding the dangers of early smartphone ownership. In my speech, I have shown how smartphones can lead to addiction, damage mental health, and weaken real-life social skills in children under 16. Next, I have also explained how owning a smartphone exposes them to harmful online content and dangerous strangers that they are not mature enough to handle. Finally, I have discussed how constant smartphone use causes a decline in their academic performance and sleep quality, which will affect their focus and result in school. The most powerful change begins within the four walls of your own home, which is why I invite you to make a firm commitment to your child's future today. I am asking you to implement a smartphone-free childhood for any child in your care under the age of 16. By providing them with a basic dumb phone for emergency instead of a smartphone, you are giving them the gift of time. Time to develop face-to-face social skills, time to bond with family without digital distraction, and protection from the anxiety of constant notifications. A childhood lost to a screen is a childhood they can never get back. So let us choose to protect their future by keeping them present in the real world. That's all. Thank you.